Hi there, Hubert, sharing today's lesson. Today's lesson is about mental masturbation. With this term, I mean thinking and thinking and thinking about stuff, even getting inside it in your head, getting all excited, just like with masturbation, just like imagine, just like with the physical one, you imagine stuff, you create scenarios, you look at scenarios, you get yourself high on this, and you don't really do it in real. You just are in your head and you just like make things up in your head and get attracted to this. This is obviously not life. I mean, it can be your life, it can be my life if we choose to, but it's not acting, it's not being in the real life connected, it's not doing stuff. And it's really important. I was listening to it, I got this term from somebody talking about meditation, about personal development and so on. And there is really the risk of making it mental masturbation. There is the risk of reading books, looking at videos, listening to people, and entertaining those ideas in your head, but never doing it, never living the thing. And when you do this, you are just in a dream. You are just dreaming your life. You are just dreaming stuff, but you never perform, you never do, you never live them. You just like, and I like this metaphor because it's so easy, it looks so obvious, but we all do it. It's just like looking at the finger pointing to the moon and not looking at the moon. Obviously, when you say about this, everybody says, yeah, obviously you don't look at the finger, you look at the moon, you look at what the finger is showing in the metaphor. But actually in our own life, we often, actually I talk for me, often I spend so much time just looking at the finger, like mentally masturbating, thinking about, oh, it would be great to do it like this, or maybe like that, or like this, or even just entertaining ideas about like, oh, courage is this, courage is not that, or a virtue is this, virtue is not that, or a good life means this, that. I don't know, a good, a happy person is like this, is like that, a courageous person is like this and like that, a person on purpose is like this and like that. But when do I do it? I spend so much time just reading books, just listening to stuff, and I never do it. I never put it into practice. I am never this person. I just listen to it. I just entertain ideas in my head. But it's not real life. It's not acting. So I was listening this for somebody talking about meditation and saying like so many people talk about enlighten, about waking up, about getting off the grid of the matrix, about freeing themselves. But they just talk about it. They just imagine nice fancy lights. They just close their eyes and then try to get there in their heads, but they never do it because they just think about it, just entertain thoughts. They just wank in their head. They just masturbate in their head mentally, but they don't do it. Instead of this, because I think you get the point, instead of this, what about doing it in the real life? What about taking real actions? What about sharing it with other people? What about meeting people and doing stuff? What about proposing ideas, proposing methods, living those methods, trying those methods on yourself every day, using every opportunity in life to become this, using every obstacle in life to get better, to get feedback on losing every failure, actually, yes, every failure, to get feedback on how you can improve, on how you can make it not happen again, on how you can make it better. Using every critique towards you on how you can get better, improve yourself. Make this point, this critique, not true anymore. Switching things, flipping around. Somebody says, oh, you're like this, you're too much like this, too less like this. Okay, thank you. And then focusing on this. This is your next step to get better. Not reading this book, just listening to your friends, your wife, and thinking, okay, when they give me this, probably there is a part of it that is true. Probably I can learn from it. And maybe sometimes it means, okay, that's just the way I am. It's something I don't want to change and they have problem with it. But I think it's totally fine. And sometimes it's something you don't want to see, but you should work on and you could work on. And instead of watching movies and reading books, you can work on it actively. You can start from today not to do it again, or look at a strategy, a way of getting out of this useless habit. So yeah, that's for today's lesson. Mental masturbation and how to deal with it, overcome it. Get back in real life, getting back in our bodies, acting, doing stuff physically, on the material way, in our life. Yes, that's all. Take good care.